What's up, guys? This is Brave, and I am back to give my overall opinion of Grownish Season 3B. And let's just say I wasn't too happy. Honestly, this was a what the hell was this moment for me. I can't wait to see what you guys thought about for this season in the comments. So let me go ahead and get this started. So I just want to start by going character by character and then doing a deep dive into their situations that have happened on this season. So from least important to most important, I guess you could say, let's go ahead and start off with Jillian. Okay. I thought that Jillian was about to come on this show, be the brown-skinned girl that we all wanted to see, and, really thrive on the show. Is that what happened? No. I thought that at some point she would become more involved with the group of friends, but that's not what we got. So, out of Season 3B, we have Jillian who is dating Luca, and she realized that at one point they were moving a little bit too fast for her because remember he tried to give her a key to his place and, she like, okay, I was engaged before and all this stuff was happening. I'm like, whoa, girl, you had a whole backstory and we didn't even get that fleshed out. But whatever. So we got that from Jillian, and we also got her interest in the twins and their story of how they're going to, be Olympians. So I'm like, okay, cool. So she's, starting to grow into the group, and we're going to see her hanging out with the group more. No, we hardly saw Jillian this entire season of 3B, and I feel some type of way. Because I feel like her character was not utilized to the best of her ability. Why couldn't we just see her filming Sky and Jazz randomly while they're running track? You know what I'm saying? We never got to see Jazz and Sky run track. But that's a whole nother story when I get to their segment. Then for the end of us seeing Jillian was her and Luca basically breaking up because she's going back to Spelman. I'm sorry, what was the point of her coming to Cal U if she was going to go back to Spelman? I need for it to make sense. I'm sorry, but I feel like Jillian could have been utilized as in a really good friend to the twins, or, we could have just saw them hanging out more. Even her and Zoe. At one point, her and Zoe were cool. What happened to that? We hardly saw her, interact with the group. And as we know, this show is kind of based on group activity. It's not so much based on, Zoe just wants to hang out with her homegirl today. No. It has to always be a group effort and a group discussion of some topic. So, I just wish that they could have done better for her character. And I just really liked her. I'm sorry, but I love Ryan Destiny, and I just wanted more for the Jillian character. Because it took us a while to even figure out what she was in school for. And I feel like we could have learned that a long time ago. I feel like we could have seen her just do more. It didn't even have to be her and Luca. It could have just been her hanging out with the twins. You know what I'm saying? Maybe instead of Jazz. Maybe instead of Jazz always coming to her sister for advice, maybe she could have went to Jillian and be like, hey, I'm taking a break from my boyfriend. What do you think of this? You know what I'm saying? We could have got a different perspective. And that kind of bothers me that we never really saw Jillian voice her opinion on anything. Okay, so since I'm talking about Jillian, let me go ahead and talk about Luca. Honestly, Luca wasn't even needed this entire season. Now, did I enjoy him the last episode? Absolutely. But was he technically needed? No. Because Luca is not with the group of friends. Luca was only cool with them because he had a class with them in the beginning of the show. And because he dated Zoe. Without dating Zoe, Luca don't have to see these people at all. So it actually kind of bothers me that in the preview for the season 4 upcoming season, Luca's on vacation with them. Why is Luca there? He don't even like y'all. Let's make it make sense. Unless he about to be babysitter to Nomi's baby, which I didn't even see a baby on her hips, so maybe the baby not coming. But back to Luca's character. Now, did I like him and Jillian together? For sure. But like I said, because Luca was not exactly in the group, him and Jillian, they could never come hang out with everybody. Which, like I would have loved to see Luca and Jillian on a double date with Doug and Jazz. Yes, Doug and Jazz. Not on a double date with Javi and tired ass Anna. Not on a double date with Zoe and Aaron, because that would be just too awkward. I think it would have been a really dope, scene if we got to see Luca and Jillian on a double date with Doug and Jazz. You know what? Or even Sky and Rodney. That would have been kind of cool to see. Just Jillian, like I said, her having outside friendships, as well as seeing Luca interact with, some other people, not just his girlfriend. Now, I will say that in the last episode, I really did like Luca's character because he called Zoe out. He let her know that, you and Aaron, y'all deserve each other because both of y'all some trifling ass MFers, okay? Let's call a thing a thing. Zoe is trifling and so is Aaron. So they're a match made in heaven. So I respect that. And I also respect the fact that he's been there for Nomi with all her baby daddy. I don't know if I want to tell him, but I don't want to be a single parent, so Luca come with me to the doctor's appointment type of relationship that he has with Nomi. But I do think that, oh gosh, Nomi, let me just go ahead and go on to Nomi, because really I'm done with Luca. I'll just say this. If there were some people that they could have gotten rid of from the cast, it would be Luca, Jillian, and Nomi. And this is no disrespect to these characters, but I feel like the writers have kept them so far out of the loop of everything, it doesn't even matter if they're there or not. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like Luca doesn't exactly have a connection with the group. You have Jillian, who barely has a connection with the twins, and that's kind of it. And then you have Nomi, who, baby girl, you just went and had a baby. A whole ass baby. There's no way that you are out here moving back in with your college friends. What college kids want to be around a baby? Please let me know. Also, can we please call child endangerment on Nomi and her baby, because Vivek is a roommate and he out here being a drug dealer. So you just gonna have drugs in the house with the baby? You know what I'm saying? Listen, this show not about to stress me out. But like I said, Nomi was not even really in this season. She wasn't. She finally comes back. She ready to, have a set schedule for when people gonna watch her baby. Girl, these kids don't even go to class. Why do you think they have time to watch your child? If they ain't got time to pick up a book, because let's be honest, y'all, we have not seen the cast of Grownish pick up a book since season 1. Let me know when y'all seen them pick up a book this whole season. I ain't seen none of that. We ain't seen them write a paper. We ain't seen them study. Only thing they do is hang out. That is the whole point of Grownish. We just hang out, and supposedly we go to a school called Cal U. So, like I said, she comes back. She trying to set schedules for her baby, and I really feel like we could have gotten a postpartum episode to where she just couldn't get a handle on things. We could have done a lot with Nomi's character, but that's not what we got. The best thing baby girl did was explain to Aaron, mainly Aaron and Doug, how them trying to judge Vivek for hooking up with a guy, they basically couldn't judge him for that, which they were wrong. They were dead ass wrong for constantly calling him gay and bi and whatever else they were trying to call him. That's the only time she was useful, honestly. And I'm like, okay, if that's what we're going to do with Nomi's character. Like, I just feel like she came back for what? Like, why did we need Nomi to come back? And I get it, the fact that they don't live on campus, but I'm like, so you came to move in with your friends. Like, are you going to go back to school? Like, what is your game plan? Because I know for most people, if you went and had a baby, you're not about to go move in with your friends who are a bunch of college kids, and you'll be trying to figure your life out. Like, am I going to go back to school? Do I have a consistent babysitter? You know, where are her parents? Honestly, this whole season, I just want to say, where were some people's parents in certain situations? Because I did like seeing that, what's her name, Jazz and Sky, we saw their dad. But, like, there's been plenty of times where I feel like we could have got a pop-in from Bo or Dre for Zoe. And a couple of other times that I want to talk about when somebody's parents should have just popped up on them. So, that's pretty much what I have to say about Nomi. This is no diss to her, but I just feel like, again, what was the point of bringing Nomi back if all we got was her being a new mom, and we barely got to see that? Because I have not seen her be a mom. Also, I almost forgot about this. Her telling Phil that he was the baby daddy. Y'all, we never got any closure to that situation. Like, I understand that sometimes shows want to leave on a cliffhanger, but this ain't even a cliffhanger. That right there was just a whole scenario that they never finished. How did we see her tell him? We kind of see his, like, facial reaction, and that was it. So we not about to see him, like, have a first time meeting Luna. We couldn't get a scene like that, but on the top of next season, they out here on vacation. How does that make sense? That we did not get any type of closure of, wow, Phil really about to step up. Phil about to meet Luna for the first time. Like, that's a moment that I feel like the audience should see. Like, come on. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and leave that situation alone. But let me go ahead and move on to the next character, who I'm just like, we finally got a storyline out of you, didn't we? And that is going to be Vivek. Y'all, we've been waiting. We have been waiting 3 seasons for Vivek to get a storyline. Well, we've also been waiting for him to get a girlfriend. So we got hit with a whammy because he got both of those. So Vivek, he gets a girlfriend, and because Vivek, he's now having sex, that he decided, like I said in my previous reviews, he was a terrible influence on Doug, the same way Sky was a terrible influence on Jazz. And the reason why I say this is because if you go back and watch the episode where Doug was trying to figure out, you know, where he kind of stands with Jazz on the rules of their break, Vivek is the one who put it in his head of like, oh, well, you need to hook up with other girls. You need to go do this. You need to go out and be this free man. And Doug wasn't even thinking about other women, but that right there made him question everything that he was doing. And like I've always said, peer pressure is a motherfucker, okay? As much as these kids on this show are so grown, they're heavily influenced by what their friends' opinions are. I feel like throughout life, that's what most people, they're influenced by what other people think. So, like I said, he was out here giving this terrible advice of how Doug needs to be free and be hooking up with any old thing, which then led Doug to have a conversation with Jazz like, oh, well, can we hook up with other people? Because honestly, I don't even think that was on his mind until Vivek put the bug in his ear, y'all. He put the bug in his ear and Doug fell for it. So, now let's go ahead and talk about Vivek and his, oh, I'm a drug dealer, but I got a girlfriend, so I'm not trying to be a drug dealer no more. So, the fact that we brought back the Vivek drug dealing storyline, like I said in all my reviews, I could have swore he stopped dealing drugs like years ago. Like, I thought he stopped dealing drugs like last year, sophomore year. But I guess I was wrong. Okay, cool. He back dealing pills and all this other stuff. But I'm like, how did he get a big body Benz truck? Really? Like, the last episode, he out here driving the flashiest whip that you can. And I'm like, really, Vivek? You doing it like that? Ain't your daddy a taxi driver? Maybe you should send some of this money back home. Like, because clearly you living large and in charge. So, as far as Vivek goes with his girlfriend, honestly, I don't care about Heidi. I don't care for Heidi. Like, the fact that she was willing to, oh, it's cool for us to take drugs. We can take X together, or Molly, whatever they call it. And she had all the problem with him being a drug dealer, though. I'm like, but you'll take drugs, but he can't deal the drugs? How does that make sense? Please explain that to me. Because one ain't better than the other. Honestly. One is not better than the other in that situation. So, that even makes me talk about this situation with him and him hooking up with that threesome that they had. So, I find it interesting that if you guys went back and rewatched, it was kind of Heidi who initiated the 3 people. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. The only thing about this, like I've said before in my review, is I don't know if Vivek actually did not like it. Because, this is the only reason why I'm saying this, and that is because he was so hyped. He was so hyped when he was telling the guys about this threesome. He's like, man, it was wild, it was crazy, all this stuff was about to go down, blah, blah, blah. But then I feel like once he saw their reaction, it made him kind of contain himself a little bit and be like, oh, but I didn't really like the guy like that. Because I feel like he knew that his friends would kind of, I don't want to say judge him or feel some type of way, but I kind of feel like if he did enjoy, being with the guy or whatever that they did, I don't know if Vivek would be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know what you guys thought about that. But regardless, if he, didn't care for the guy, whatever, people try things, they don't like it, and that's that. I just wish that, like, I don't know, I wish we could get more out of Vivek. But this is the character that we have gotten. Okay. Now, let me see. Who is the next character that I want to talk about? Just because there's so many characters on this show. Let's go ahead and go with Anna. Okay. Anna found Jesus. Whoop-de-doo. But if you ask me, I feel like she only found Jesus because she wanted a man. Because her, this whole, I'm seeking God, but I'm also going to keep hooking up with Javi because we can't seem to get it together, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, just say you want a man, and whatever this man is doing, you're willing to do it. Like, it bothers me so much that on this show, the women never choose themselves. They never are single. They never choose to focus on themselves. Like, I feel like with that whole scenario of Anna and Javi and the religion storyline, we never got her being like, oh my God, I had this breakthrough with God. None of that. We didn't get that. So that further let me know you're only trying to push the relationship with Javi with religion. Like, it's like a package deal for you. Like, if Javi was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to cool off. I'm going to cool off with all the Bible study. I feel like she would be like, okay, Javi. Like, I'm sorry. I don't see her trying to be this Bible thumper as she tries to, portray herself to be. Also, the fact when she, like, blurted out to Javi that, me and Aaron, we used to hook up together. And I'm like, girl, you said that like as if he was your man. The only thing that y'all had going on was y'all hooking up. That's it. That's all. Because he didn't even respect you like that. Oh my God. That reminds me of how much I have to talk about Aaron. Okay. So another thing about Javi and Anna. Isn't Javi like a grad student or something? Ain't he like working on his master's or something? Why he hanging out with Anna and her little friends? In the real world, Javi would not be hanging out with Anna's friends. It would be Anna hanging out with Javi's friends. Because honestly, that's just how life usually works itself out. That the woman or the person who's younger usually hangs out with the person who's older, their crowd. I find it weird that we've never seen Anna hang out with Javi's friends. Hell, we've never even seen Javi have a friend. I wish that he did. Also, this whole storyline of Javi cheating on Anna, why didn't we get an ending to that? Why is it that the same thing with Nomi and her baby daddy, we did not get any type of ending or closure with Anna and Javi? Like, she literally was trying to go through his phone and see who this somebody person was, and we still have no clue. But again, she out here going on vacation. I don't understand what the hell the writers are doing on Grownish. So, that pretty much wraps up Anna. Like, honestly, Anna is not my favorite character. She's kind of drab. She's kind of boring. Now, let's go ahead and talk about people who had a little bit more interesting things going on. Let me go ahead and start with Sky. Now, if you guys have seen or listened to my reviews before, you already know, as much as I love Sky's character, I find it absolutely messed up that Sky was the one who put the bug in her sister's ear that, girl, you need to get rid of Doug because he hog up all your time and all this stuff. Now, I get it. She wants her sister to focus on running track because that has been their dream. However, what bothers me about Grownish is that we ain't never seen these heifers run. We ain't never seen them run track. We ain't never seen them coming out the locker room. We ain't seen them tired trying to ice their body. We ain't seen none of this. But you trying to tell me that these girls about to be some Olympians. In what world? Also, the fact that we never see them with any of the other track runners. We never see them with them. And I find it to be weird. Because if anybody knows anything about sports, a lot of the times they hang out with people who are on the team with them because they are around them all the time. So, like, we couldn't see them, having a conversation with some girls who run track with them. We couldn't see that? No? Okay, great. Thanks, Grownish. Thanks a lot. So, when it comes to Sky and her relationship with Rodney, I can't remember what episode it was, but she kept calling him Rodney. And I said, excuse me, writers, who forgot that she calls that man Rodney? Because she has been calling him Rodney since she got with him. But I digress. So, why did we only see Rodney on 2 episodes? And I mean, it was a blink of an eye. It was when Junior was trying to fight for his love for Sky, which I can't lie, I did like Junior and Sky. They were cute together. But also I like her and Rodney, even though we never get a storyline of her and Rodney. Like, we couldn't get when her and Vivek were going on that double date, why didn't we get a clip of the double date? Like, I think that would have been cute to see. Sky give all her side eye and remarks to Vivek. Like, come on. That would have been great to see. And it bothers me that we never got to see Sky actually in her relationship with Rodney. Like, we see her with him, but we have never really seen them, like, one-on-one have, like, these real intimate moments like we have seen with Doug and Jazz. So, like I've said, it annoys me that Sky got to have everything that she wanted. Honestly, she got to have everything that she wanted except for her sister to go to the Olympics with her. Because Sky got to keep her boyfriend. Sky got to keep going out. Her life was never paused. Sky got to do whatever that she wanted to do, and her sister's life got put on pause. It got put on ice. And Sky is the one who made it to the Olympics, and Jazz did not. Now, like I've said in my other reviews, I think that it's strange that we sit up here and act like people who run track do not run in different categories. Like, they run different races. Like, why couldn't one sister run the 4x400 and the other sister run the 200-meter dash? Like, I don't understand how they were running in the same race and they only had one race to run in. But you know what? I'm going to let it go. It's because it's Grownish, and this is how they write the show. I just feel like hopefully in the future of Grownish, we see more of Sky and her relationship, because I feel like we have not seen enough of her and Rodney and how they are to each other. Because I feel like we all put so much judgment on Jazz and Doug and Zoe and Aaron and all this stuff, but we don't even know how Sky out here living, even though she judged everybody. Okay, so that now brings me to, let's see, let me just go ahead and do Doug, because Jazz has a little bit more than Doug. Okay, so I have no problems with Doug. I know a lot of people don't like Doug, but honestly, he hasn't done anything that was like really bad. Like, okay, he went along with Jazz's plan of her needing to focus on, you know, her running track, took a break, all of that, right? And yes, Jazz did not cheat on Doug. I completely understand that, but at the same time, he has seen the guy who she messed around with. I get it, it was one time and all that, but that is going to affect you if you see the person that they hooked up with. I don't care what anybody says. If you were in a committed relationship with somebody, keep in mind, Jazz and Doug have been in a relationship since sophomore year? So they got almost 2 years in. Because technically they weren't exactly seeing anybody else, and they were still kind of cool with each other, even though they were on a break. But yeah, they have or maybe it was freshman. Was it the second half of freshman year they got together? I can't remember. But either way, they have 2 years in at least. Okay, if they have 2 years in, there's no way that was not going to hurt him knowing that, first of all, she hooked up with somebody else. Okay, I think he could have got over that. But the fact that she hooked up with somebody and he saw the person, he saw Ricky. He saw what Ricky looked like. Of course that's going to make him feel some type of way. And ladies, don't even act like if you were with a dude, y'all took a break, whatever, he hooked up with somebody else, you would not feel some type of way, especially if you saw the chick that he hooked up with. Come on now. Let's be honest. I feel like a lot of people have been hard on Doug, talking about he just needs to get over it. He just needs to get over it. Listen, if I put in 2 years with somebody and I figure out and I find out that they hooked up with somebody, that shit gonna hurt. It is going to hurt regardless. Regardless even if I was hooking up with somebody else, I don't know. It's just mentally it's the fuck up of, damn it, we were together. We were supposed to be together. Okay? At the end of the day, Doug really loves, he really loves Jazz. And I feel of course it's going to take some time. It's no different than if a person cheats in a relationship and you take the person back. Yes, you need to forgive them, but it takes time to get over that. It takes time to heal from that. And I don't appreciate him getting that drunk on the last episode at all. I don't appreciate him calling her a toss. But like I said, he was going through emotions, the motion of the emotions. That's what he was going through. Because at first you're sad about it. Next you're upset about it. And then you just, you keep going with the line of emotions. Like, let's stop acting like, oh, well, Jazz, she should have broke up with him because he keeps throwing it in her face. I'm like, he was drunk. Have y'all ever met a drunk person? Like, sometimes they say a lot of stuff that they should not say. Now, was it uncalled for him to say that? Absolutely. But I feel like there should have been a more serious conversation that happened after that. Like, I feel like instead of her breaking it off in that moment, I feel like Jazz should have been like, you know what? That hurts my feelings that you decided to say that, especially to Luca. And after he kind of expressed in that last conversation that they had that, like, he's trying to get over it, but, he keeps picturing, her and Ricky in his head. And I feel like she should have been more understanding, like, damn, I know, but it's only because he's seen this dude. Like, if he would have never seen Ricky, I don't think that he would feel the same way. I don't know. I just feel like them taking a break, like them breaking up, I don't even understand what was the whole point of this. Like, let me just call it thing right now. I have no idea what was the point of us breaking up Jazz and Doug. They were the only relationship that actually made sense this entire series, to be honest with you. Because, Doug used to ride for Jazz. Jazz used to ride for Doug. They were super cute together. He was not problematic. He treated her great. Like, I hate the fact that, like, why is it that the black girls, they gotta have all these relationship problems? Like, and I don't mean just on this show, but I mean, like, in general, TV. Why is it that it is so hard for black women to have a successful, happy, fun, loving relationship? Because that is what we got out of Doug and Jazz. Like, instead of them wasting our time on that whole we're taking a break scenario, why couldn't we have them have a pregnancy scare? Why couldn't we have them, have something else happen that wasn't that? Like, it did not have to be that. But, you know what? That is the storyline that we got. Like, I'm sorry, but the break situation was so stupid because she took a break for what? Because she still didn't even make it to the Olympics. So, girl, you just ruined your relationship by taking this break. I'm sorry, but the break ruined the relationship because they broke up for no reason. Like, I could understand if there was some, like, real reason, but there was not a real reason for her to break up. Because, let's call a thing here. Because now I'm moving on to Jazz. How is it that Jazz had to break up with her boyfriend because he was too much of a distraction, yet she hung out with her friends all day, every day? How did that make any sense? Because when Doug was hanging out, she was hanging out. They just weren't hanging out together. So regardless of her, breaking from her boyfriend, she still wasn't technically focused. But, we're not going to bring that up. So, as far as Jazz goes, again, like I've said previously, her sister put the battery in her back that, you need to go ahead and take a break from your boyfriend. And of course, she trusts her sister's opinion. Honestly, Jazz is heavily influenced by Sky and what Sky thinks. Because even when it came down to her hooking up with Ricky, I feel like Jazz would have felt bad just because she knew that her and Doug were on this break. But if y'all recall, when her sister was trying to get her to go out on that double date, trying to make it her fifth wheel, with her and Vivek, she was like, well, you should be going out because that's what Doug is doing. Keep in mind, we have no knowledge of Doug going out with anybody. We had no knowledge of that. But she put that in her sister's ear of, well, Doug's going out with other people. You should be going out with other people. Okay. Same thing when she got her to hook up with Ricky. Oh, it's absolutely fine for her to hook up with Ricky because this was just a one-night stand. It doesn't even matter. Girl, you hooked up with somebody who goes to your school, who's also on the track team. You're going to see that guy all the time. Regardless of it being a one-night stand, I would have respected it more if Jazz would have hooked up with somebody who was on the opposite team, rather than her hook up with somebody who she's going to see on campus. And I get it. Usually campuses are huge. You don't have this problem. But consider he's also on the track team. Yeah. I don't think that that was a smart choice as far as who you hooked up with. So, as far as her and Doug though, I really felt bad because when she had to tell him that, you know, it was Ricky that she hooked up with, like, that's painful. That's painful to know that somebody was really, like, waiting on you and, you know, trying to support all that you got going on. And then you're the one who happened to step out. Like, that definitely hurts. And like I said, Doug was wrong for calling her a toss and all that other stuff. But moving forward, and I do see that they're both going to be on this little vacation that they're going on in season 4. I kind of hope that they rekindle their relationship. Am I wrong for that? Like, I wouldn't hate it if, you know, she decides to choose herself, being one character who has chosen herself, because we can't get Zoe to do that for dear life. She gotta have a man. I would not hate it if, you know, by like the end of the season, they realize that they really need to be together. Because one thing that I could see happening out of all the cast of Grownish, I could see Doug proposing to, what's her name? I can see Doug proposing to Jazz. Let me tell y'all something right now. What I don't want is Aaron and Zoe getting married. Listen, that is not the couple that we are here for. I know I am jumping the gun right now as far as characters that I'm talking about, but I'm just saying, I can totally see Jazz and Doug having this whole engagement thing. But what we not gonna do is Zoe and Aaron. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Also, before I get off of Doug and Jazz real quick, am I the only one who thought that they should have hooked up already? Because, okay, when we were watching the season finale, Doug was like, oh, I'm so ready to hit pause on this relationship. I'm like, excuse me? You was supposed to give her the D when she came home from losing. What the hell? See, Grownish writers, this is where y'all be messing up. We wouldn't have even got to this point if he would have went on ahead, gave her the D for, you know, because baby girl done lost. Everything that she's worked for, she has lost. Because that's basically what has happened. If the whole point of was for you to get to the Olympics and you didn't make it, like, come on now. Let's not act like in the real world, they would have hit unpause right when she saw Doug, and that would have been that. Okay? But you know what? I'm gonna let that rock. So I just found it so strange that on the season finale, which was graduation day, which sounds like it was like at least like a week or so after the previous episode, or at least a couple of days, like, why? Like, just why? You're like, why didn't they hit unpause before? I'm not understanding. But I digress. Like I said, moving forward, I still want them to be together. Let me know what y'all think about Doug and Jazz. I'm dreading this next group of people. Okay, actually, let me go ahead and talk about Rochelle real quick, because I completely forgot to talk about her in the beginning, but honestly, she's not like a main character, so she's kind of like an accessory to Aaron. Okay, that sounds terrible, but let me go ahead and talk about it. So, when it comes to Rochelle, I liked Rochelle. I was happy that Aaron finally got him a brown-skinned girlfriend, okay? Because y'all know, we all remember that episode where all he dated was light-skinned women. Y'all remember that episode? Okay. So, I had no problem with her. The only thing that was my issue was her coming to Zoe like, girl, you need to back up off my man because you need to give our relationship a chance. That's the only time I really had a problem with her. Now, as far as her and Aaron goes, also, I didn't really care for her being so upset that he went to Zoe with the information about the college stuff. Just because it seems like him and Rochelle have only been together for a couple of months, yet he's known Zoe for like 3 years now. So I'm just like, girl, I get you the girlfriend, but whatever. He's known her longer. Whatever. I feel like Rochelle was done dirty. Absolutely done dirty. You mean to tell me that Aaron, he decided to go ahead, hook up with Zoe, act like nothing was wrong. Then, when Zoe finally expresses her feelings and all this stuff, he decides, oh, okay, I'm going to go ahead and be with Zoe. Sir, but Rochelle ain't done nothing. Like, I don't know. It's just so frustrating that we finally see Aaron move on. He's in a good spot. He in a good relationship. There was nothing wrong with Rochelle. And then here comes Zoe, and she just has his mind all messed up yet again. And I'm like, the saga continues. I get it. The show feels like Zoe and Aaron are in game. But ask the viewers, is that what we want? Because we don't. That's not what we want. Honestly, I want Zoe to choose herself in the end. I want Zoe to be by herself for a moment, because baby girl just cannot seem to not like live without having a man. It blows my mind. So, as far as Aaron goes, like I've said in all my previous reviews, I'm over activist Aaron. The whole thing about trying to get the schools to divest their money out of spending it on private prisons and all that, I'm just like, boy, get your diploma and get up out of this school. I was with Rochelle. Get your money, because let me tell you something. There are plenty of people who are walking around here in debt. And I mean like 50 grand, 60 grand, 100 grand in debt from these colleges. Okay? You need to go ahead and focus on you, because at the end of the day, you can disassociate yourself with a college. You don't ever have to step foot at that college any longer. And I get it. You try to be for the people, but what is there to fight for? Well, I feel like they had to kind of wrap it all up on the last episode for him, because how would he be fighting for Cal U if he don't even go there no more? That would look kind of awkward. Like I've said before, I would have respected it if this was his fight, like his sophomore year, and been like, hey, y'all can't be spending our money, our tuition money like that. Like, I would have respected it, but that's not what we got from Aaron. As far as him in them jumpsuits, yeah, I'm just gonna say y'all really hyped that up. Like, you made some prison jumpsuits, and you really hyping Zoe up. Okay, sir, I guess. Like, they showed us Zoe and Aaron working on this all the time, hanging out, and all we got was some jumpsuits, some prison jumpsuits. Okay. All right. You know what? I don't even want to spend any more time on Aaron, just because I just feel like, okay, I get it. The show's end game is Zoe and Aaron, and we should have known that since the first time that they met. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's what we gonna rock with. We'll see if their relationship even means anything by the end of season 4. So, let's go ahead and talk about Zoe. Oh, Zoe, the girl who dropped out of school, and she's going to be this stylist. Okay, cool. She out here being a stylist. That's great for her. Then there's a rumor about her, and she just ups and quit her job. I'm sorry, but that was some complete BS. Why didn't she go to Joey and be like, Joey, this is a rumor that's happening, and I am trying to keep my job absolutely professional. I need for you to address this group of people who's on this bus to know that nothing happened between me and you. Also, the fact that there were other people on the bus when she had that conversation with Joey. But you know what? We're going to let that rock. I hate the fact that we had Indigo trying to tell her how she's unprofessional and how she's this and she's that. And I'm like, really, girl? And you're just taking it from Indigo? Really? And then the fact that she just up and quit and didn't even tell Joey the real reason why she up and quit, talking about because she's homesick. Girl, get out of my face with this. Also, how is it that you leave your styling job, your dream job, but you live in LA? If anybody knows anything about LA is full of stylists. There's always some type of red carpet, some type of event that's happening, and somebody needs a stylist. Why couldn't she pick up new clients? Like, I understand that this show keeps wanting to come back to Cal U, because they already had baby girl hanging out there like as if that was the place to be. But like, realistically, she would not be hanging out at Cal U. She would be trying to, build her clientele back up because she just lost 2 big clients. Why couldn't we see that from Zoe? Why is everything also just handed to Zoe? Like, listen, even when it comes, I'm about to backtrack real quick. Even when it comes to Aaron graduating, I have no idea what Aaron studied in school, but why couldn't we talk about how Aaron has an internship lined up? Or Aaron is going to be, figuring out what job he wants or something. Also, why was the last episode had to be about Zoe and Aaron finally getting together? I would have respected it more if we would have saw Aaron's parents at graduation. That would have been kind of important. Also, I would have respected it more if it was like Aaron has to figure out what girl he wants his parents to meet. Did he want his parents to meet Rochelle, or did he want his parents to meet Zoe? Now, that would have been more interesting to me rather than Zoe and Aaron automatically getting together and us not even knowing if he fully broke up with Rochelle. Also, the fact that all the students joined in that protest, unrealistic. Absolutely unrealistic. Just thought I would add that in there. But back to Zoe, because I done went back to Aaron. Lord Jesus. Back to Zoe, though. So, we have the whole styling thing where she's whatever. But, why did they have her hanging out around Cal U like as if she was a student? She is 21 years old, living in LA. Why did we see her, pulling clothes from a fashion house or something? I just feel like we could have saw so much more out of Zoe that did not revolve around being at Cal U. Also, the fact that when she was talking to Luca about her relationship with Aaron and how maybe they won't be together because she was thinking about enrolling back in Cal U, but, she kind of messed things up there. I'm like, girl, what does your relationship with Aaron have to do with Cal U? All because you met that man there. He don't even go there no more. He graduated. What the hell are you talking about? I need this show to get it together. I need the writers to get it together because there is no way they should mention Cal U as much as they do, considering they ain't never picked up a book. It doesn't even make any sense. They had a whole field day of all this fun, yet we have never seen them be like, oh my God, I gotta study for this exam. Bye, girl. Never, ever. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about Zoe and this whole situation with Aaron. Like, girl, get it together. The fact that you up and left, and you never spoke to him again. All she did was fly, wherever she was flying to go style Joey, and then her career took off. I get all that. But you didn't text your friends. You didn't call none of your friends. None of your homegirls had your back enough to be like, girl, you know Aaron got a girlfriend. What kind of foolishness is this? See what I mean, Grownish? Really? This is what y'all gave us? I'm just saying. What kind of friends is these if they ain't gonna, put you on game that the dude that you was feeling got a new girlfriend? Okay. Also, her finally professing her love for Aaron. I'm just like, girl, where is this coming from? Like, I get it. She's always cared about Aaron and all this stuff. But I'm like, he finally happy with somebody else and then here you come. Really, girl? Like I said, Zoe cannot be alone. Zoe always has to be in a relationship. Zoe loves drama. Because why is it that she has to be with somebody? First it was Cash. Then it was the toss-up between Luca and Aaron. And then she had to be with Luca. Oh, and now we're back to Aaron. And it's like, either we need to give her, I don't know, somebody new, like a breath of fresh air, or I feel like at some point, why couldn't Zoe just be single and be like, yo, I'm really out here on my boss shit. Like, I'm styling, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, she could have been out here popping. But, I'm sorry, that's not the narrative that we want to give to young women. That you don't have to have a man as a sidekick. You can just be out here killing it while you're single. While you're just young, being free, doing whatever you want to do. But that's not the storyline that we get. Oh, I'm sorry. Because everybody has to be in a relationship on this show. Okay. Also, another thing that I want to talk about. The fact that she wants to enroll in college now. Okay, you want to enroll back. But baby, let's not act like she really about to be a senior. Grownish. Baby girl is not a senior, okay? She missed junior year, or at least half of it. I know for sure Zoe missed at least a semester. Nomi did as well. So, what are we talking about? Actually, no. Did they miss a full year or a semester? They might have missed a full year. Again, why is it that she out here enrolling in classes, what was it, advanced fashion or whatever? I'm like, not even advanced textiles? Not like a real title? Okay, whatever. So, Zoe is now going to be back at Cal U because this brings her back into the fold of all the friends. I'm like, okay, if that's what we going to do, I get it. But like I said, her and Nomi, they are not seniors. So if they give us some graduation with all of them graduating together, that's a BS if I ever seen it. Also, why didn't the show mix up the group? Like, why was Aaron the only senior? I've always found it to be weird. Like, I feel like Vivette could have been a senior. Nomi could have been a senior. Anna for sure could have been a senior, just because we know how old she is in real life. I just find it so strange that this entire time... Oh, also, Rochelle should have been a senior. Because I don't want her to be seeing Zoe on campus next season. No. Absolutely not. We could have just go ahead and deaded that storyline and made her a senior. She graduated, her life about to thrive. But yeah, I never understood why all the kids were in the same college level except for Aaron. And I'm like, Aaron, why did you hang around a bunch of kids who were younger than you? That's weird. It's like you have some type of complex. Hell, even Luca could have been a graduating senior. Come on. But that's not what we got. Okay, so moving forward, what I would like to see for Grownish. Oh my gosh. I've been talking for a long time. I just looked down at the time. I just want them to do better. Because from the looks of the season 4 little trailer that we got, it looks like this is the summertime and they are on vacation. I'm like, I don't know how these kids are affording this vacation, but okay, I guess. We'll see what happens, because we definitely saw Nomi there with no baby on her hip. We saw Anna, no hobby. We saw Jazz, and we saw Doug. So we'll see what happens with them. Did I mention Luca was there? Don't know why Luca's there, because he don't even like them people like that. And of course we have Zoe and Aaron. As we know, Sky will not be there. I guess they're saying it's because she's at the Olympics, but I'm just like, wouldn't her sister go to the Olympics even if she didn't make the team? She would go there to support her sister, but again, this is Grownish, and this is how they wrote the show. But we will see what happens in season 4. Let me know what you guys thought about season 3B, and go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.